Thing I want to do when I add or subtract polynomials is to get rid of the parentheses. When I don't see something added in front of the parentheses, it's like there's a positive 1 that I'm distributing. And with the plus sign here, I'm also distributing a positive 1 to the second set. So first, get rid of the parentheses. 4x squared minus 9x minus 12, because they're being multiplied by positive 1, nothing changes, plus 3x squared minus 11x plus 22. Again, being multiplied by positive 1, nothing changes. Now, the underlining of the like terms, 4x squared is a like term with 3x squared, because they're both x squareds. Different underline, minus 9x and minus 12x, and a third type of underline under my constants. Standard form, as a reminder, is largest exponent first on my x's. So x squared before x, and then the final thing is always the constant. So 4x squared plus, because of the plus sign right in front of it, 3x squared is 7x squared. Minus 9x minus 11x gives me a minus 20x. And then negative 12 plus 22 is a positive 10, so plus 10. So 7x squared minus 20x plus 10. In the second problem, there's like a positive 1 in front of the first set of parentheses, so it's 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 8x minus 1. But it's like a negative 1 in front of the second set of parentheses because of the minus, because of negative 1. So I'm going to, when I multiply, all of these signs will change. And I get a minus 5x cubed plus 3x squared plus 8x minus 27. So all of those signs change. My x cubed terms, my x squared terms, my x terms, and my constants. So my x cubed, 2x cubed minus 5x cubed is negative 3x cubed. A negative 9x squared plus a 3x squared is negative 6x squared, so I write minus 6x squared. A positive 8x plus another 8x gives me a plus 16x. And last is my constants, negative 1 minus 27, negative 28, so I write that as minus 28. Now, again, positive 1 in front of the first set of parentheses, and in this case, positive 1 in front of the second set of parentheses, which means none of my signs will change. All I need to do is to rewrite these outside of the parentheses, and yes, this is required work. Any x squared terms I have, any x terms I have, and then my constant terms. 2x squared plus 9x squared is 11x squared. Negative 5x minus 7x is negative 12x, so I write it as minus 12x. And a positive 9 minus 21 is going to make this a minus 12. Last but not least, a positive 1 in front of this one, a negative 1. So the positive 1, none of those signs will change. It says 7x cubed plus 2x plus 8. But distributing a negative 1 changes all of those signs. And I need to make sure that I'm careful that I change those signs all the way across when I multiply this by negative 1. So I've got a couple of x cubed terms, I've got a couple of x terms, I've got a couple of constants, and I only have one x squared term. X to the third power would go before x to the second power, before x, before the constant in my final answer. So 7x to the third power minus 4x to the third power gives me 3x to the third power. I just have a minus 5x squared with nothing to combine it with. My x's, positive 2x plus 1x, that's a coefficient of 1, gives me a plus 3x. And my constants, positive 8 plus 12, would make this plus 20. Minimum work is shown on these problems. The only thing actually you don't have to do, you don't have to show these ones out in front, but you do need to show this work step with the underlining and then your answer.